Folks, I didn't plan to make a video today, but I have one thing I'd like to tell you, and I may put this on my homesteading channel and the author channel, I'm not sure. It's kind of like a case of you don't know till you try. You know, I've been kind of sweating this Draft to Digital in the publishing platform that I publish through, Draft to Digital. And they're very easy to use. I like them. It was easy, intuitive and easy for me to learn how to publish on Draft to Digital. And I was kind of sweating. You know, I joined, and then later they just came up with this, oh, we have to charge anybody who doesn't make $100 in net sales. That means after everybody's taken their cut, who haven't had up to $100 total net sales by their first year anniversary. And even at every anniversary, it's not just the first year, it's every year, that you must meet the $100 threshold to waive the maintenance fee. It's not a lot. Now, I'm not saying it's a lot of money, okay? It's $12. But if you're a brand new author, you know very well that might be a big chunk of what you've already made. And I really didn't think it was very fair of them to put that on first-year authors who are trying to gain traction. Their reason for doing this, of course, was to prevent AI slop, all these bot accounts and all this kind of stuff. And okay, that's fine. And I understand that, but you know, I am far from an AI slop writer. Well, AI slop is not writing, honestly. But it just didn't seem fair. But I thought, I don't know if I want to go to KDP, you know, Amazon. I don't want to. And my books are on Amazon. Don't get me wrong; they are on Amazon. But I haven't actually published with them yet. And Draft to Digital spread goes wide. It sends it to Apple Books and, you know, Barnes and Noble and Kobo and all the places, plus libraries. And it just seemed like the best way to start, and that's where I did. Well, okay. Now, if you want to join Draft to Digital, you set up an account. You have to pay $20, a joining fee. Well, that wasn't in place when I did that, and that has nothing to do with me. But the $12 fee does. And I was kind of sweating it because, according to my account status, it says you have earned $96.78 toward waiving your maintenance fee. I went, that's $3.22. That's not a lot of money. That seems wrong to now charge me $12 when I'm so close, and I'm about to put out another book with them. So the book I'm about to publish is book number 4 of Clancy Mountain. Book number 5 would be the end of the series. So I already have I'll have a 4-book series in August. So, and I was kind of sweating it, and then after a while I thought, you know, it is what it is. I'll just deal with it, because I like publishing on Draft to Digital. It's very easy. There's things that, you know, maybe not good in some ways, but you know, platforms are different. But it's very easy to publish there. So I went ahead, and I had, in addition to the $96.78, I had about $7 so far from sales from last month and this month. But they're pending. They are pending. That means I have like $104 really. It's just the last two months are pending. And I got online and I asked, and of course it's AI that answers. And I asked, okay, this is the case. This is what I have. This is what I have. Will these sales that put me over the $100 be in their ledger by August 7th, my August 7th anniversary? And AI said no, they won't. So they're not going to be there. So I thought, that doesn't hardly seem fair. I've got it in, I earned it, but it's not been counted, so to speak. So what I did, and AI is doing all this, and says, well, that's not going to happen. You know, it's going to be too late, and blah, blah, blah. And this is interesting. AI suggested that I ask for a waiver. Okay? Now, this is interesting. So this is a case of you don't know till you try. Well, 2 days ago, I sent Draft to Digital support an email and got a ticket for this so-called problem. And you know, they always answer. Now it usually takes about 2 days before somebody gets back to you, but you know, that's not bad. They get back to you every time. And so I wrote them a letter. And let me tell you, in case you're an author that is in that same position, and you're almost there, but you're just not quite. It's like you could be within 2 cents of the thing and they wouldn't do it, right? So I thought, oh, that doesn't seem right. So I wrote this note. And here's what I wrote. I'm going to read you this. I want you to take my example. Don't let somebody just say, oh, you know, oh well, and don't just say, oh well, it's, yeah, I can't do anything about it. You don't know till you try. But I said, dear Draft Digital Support, and I have the letter up here I'm reading. I said, I'm writing to request a one-time courtesy waiver for the upcoming $12 annual maintenance fee on my account. Anniversary date, August 7th. I'm a dedicated first-year indie author. In the past 12 months, I've written and published 4 complete books through your platform, a novella and 3 books in a novel series, with each novel spanning between 70 and 76,000 words. And I'm about to publish book number 4 in the series next month. I'm also writing a book number 5 of the Clancy Mountain series right now. So, in effect, by the end of the year, I may not have that one out, the 5th one out. I'm going to try. But I do have, I will have by August sometime probably, or the end of August, I will have 5 books published with them. And that's not bad for 1 year. So, I said my account ledger shows that my lifetime progress toward the threshold currently stands at $96.78, just $3.22 away from the $100 waiver mark. Furthermore, I have $7.91 in combined June and July sales currently pending in my reports, which will push my lifetime earnings over $104 once verified. Given that I'm a legitimate, high-volume human creator who's mere dollars away from the milestone before my anniversary, I'm asking if the support representative can manually flag my account to waive the $12 fee this year. I said, I do not write the AI slot this fee is supposed to discourage. I do not feel this was fair to do to a fairly prolific first-year author who's just gaining traction, charging me $12 if I'm only $3.22 away from your arbitrary threshold to avoid the maintenance fee, which dramatically cuts into my profits even at this low amount set. If there's any way to add those pending sales into my total to bypass the fee, I request that you do so. Thank you for your attention. I've enjoyed publishing with D2D, which has made my new author career a pleasant experience so far. Okay. And I waited. I said that and I waited. And this morning, I saw that I had an email from Draft Digital Support. And I went, oh, here we go. They're going to just turn me down. I can't get special treatment or something. I don't know what they're going to say, but they're just going to tell me no. And to my surprise, this is the letter that I got back. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you for reaching out and for providing additional context regarding your account. As a one-time courtesy, I have approved a waiver of your upcoming $12 annual maintenance fee. Your account will not be assessed the fee this year, and the next applicable maintenance fee will be reviewed at your following annual anniversary date, which is 2027. We appreciate the work you've put into building your catalog and are glad to hear that Draft Digital has been a positive part of your publishing journey. Best regards, Tara, Director of Customer Services at Draft Digital. I gambled and I won. This time I won. It's a gamble. I mean, you know, that I've always said, yeah, why don't you ask? All they can do is say no. That applies to just about everything. And you ask respectfully and you lay out your case. And that kind of letter, if you're as close as I am now, I don't think they would have done it had I not had any extra sales. Either that or they wouldn't have done it if I was further away from the $100. Say I had $90. They probably would not have waived this. But with this and the sales from June and July so far, there'll probably be more for the end of the month, I was already over $100. So I asked and I received. So I just want to encourage you to do something like that. If you don't think you're going to make it and you just resign to paying that, which is not a lot of money. It is not, but it's kind of the principle of thing with a first-year author. Now, and I thought, well, if I can get them to waive that this year because of my circumstance, I think I'll just, the next year will take care of itself. I will have an entire 5-book series plus an additional book plus a collection of short stories with secondary characters in the series and maybe others. And I've already got the idea for the 3rd short story. I've already written 2, and I have an idea for the 3rd. I'm trying right now to go ahead and finish polishing up book number 4. I've added the acknowledgments, the author's note in the back. I've added a very fancy title page. And thanks to a friend and my son, who both were instrumental in that, the title page features a pen and ink drawing that my son did for me, my son the artist. So it is, and he will have credit on the copyright page. He will have credit as the title page illustration. So I'm I'm very pleased with this book, and stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because I think I will be able to go ahead and reveal the title, the cover, and tell you a little bit about what the book's about. Because I'm about to upload the first file into Draft-to-Digital. Now, it won't be published immediately. When you upload the file, it gives you a preview of your book. See if some things that you thought were on the right page ended up being bumped down a page or something or whatever. You'll know that when you put it in and you look at their preview. Now, I'm going to do an ebook, and I'm going to do a book in print. And, you know, I talked about PayHip, and I can start that also. But anyway, there's that. And I have been asked to do a promotion. Now, in this promotion, this is with Apple Books. I'm not going to tell you the details of the promotion. It'll be a good one. I'm not going to tell you the details of this at all, but Apple Books is having a promotion that goes from, you know, a certain time of this month to a certain time next month. And it is... you had to have a series, and the promotion has to be for the first book of your series, and you have to have at least 3 books in the series to qualify. And I qualify for that. Now, whether I'll get it or not, I don't know. If I do, I will let you know about that. And you might want to go to that one. I don't know. Just depends. I've tried to join promotions before by other people like Kobo or Apple Books or something, or Barnes and Noble, or I don't think Barnes and Noble ever did one. I can't remember that. They might have. But I didn't get selected for that. So I don't know. I thought I'm going to apply for this one because it fits. You know, first book is the promotion, and as it stands now is a 3-book series, soon to be a 4-book series. And so, you know, that way you get people interested in your series. So that's what's going on, and that's all I wanted to say. And yeah, I may put this on the Homestead channel too, because that's where I started talking about my books. That's what I started talking about. It is hot and it is steamy out here, and I am so tired. I had to clean out 2 bird feeders because the food was molding and it was sprouting in there. It's been so muggy and wet, and I'm kind of over it. I'm ready for fall already. I can't take it no more. I'm not a summer person anyway. I don't like summer. But moldy feed and stuff, you know, I had to dump 2 bird feeders out and pull all the sprouts out and everything. I've never had birdseed sprout like that. That's crazy. But anyway, that's what I want to do. Don't give up until you try. You never know. All they can do is say no. They can say it nicely or they can say it nasty. But I've never known Draft-to-Digital to be nasty. It's a very nice platform to publish on, and I find it easy. I find it easy. And if I can put my ebooks on my own site, my own website, by PayHip, and you can buy through there, of course it makes me more cash, but you know, I don't know. This just depends on what I'm doing. I'm so involved in all this stuff right now. Plus the homestead and the gardens, and my tomatoes are getting blossom end rot because of all the stinking rain. And my chickens, I have ailing chickens, a couple ailing chickens. They're not sick, like contagious sick, but they're old and have internal issues, that kind of thing. So I've got a lot on my plate right now. But I am furiously doing this, and I thought I'd just let you know that. So if you're an author with Draft-to-Digital and you are just close to that and you figure you're not going to make it, if you're really that close, really close, can't hurt my help. That's all. So I'm very pleased. Now I've got that was hanging over my head. And now I can go ahead and write to my heart's content and get this 4th book in the series published, and really throw myself into the 5th book. And I think it's going to be a good close for this whole series. Take care, everybody. Stay cool if you can. Bye.